Good morning. Hello, everyone. Here we go. There we go. I hope everyone is staying cool. Oh my goodness. It is heading to 41 degrees here in Adelaide today, which I don't know for those of you overseas in Fahrenheit, is that what, 103, 104? Maybe more. I think we talked about this the other day in our private group. Um, Yeah, it's hot. It's going to be hot. Not complaining. I love the heat. I absolutely love the heat. Hello, everyone. It's been a hot minute since I've gone live here in this group. It's been nearly 12 months, I think. And it's time to bring it back. So welcome, welcome, welcome to firstly to the group, to Inner Fit for Women. So if you're new here, make sure you give us a shout out in the comments below. Tell us that you're new here. And also for anyone watching, if you're watching live with us this morning on this very warm Monday morning here in Australia, well, South Australia at least is hot, not the whole country. Drop us a hashtag live in the comments. If you are catching this on replay, by all means, please drop a hashtag replay in the comments. And also, as we're moving along through this video, if you've got any questions, if you want to ask me anything, if anything's of interest to you, or you want to share your story based on what we're talking about, then please always drop comments below and we will get back to you and answer you if there's something that we can help you with. So a very good morning or good evening to everyone. We are officially in the second month of 2025. I don't even know where this year has gone. And I know that for a lot of you, it's been a long January, but we're here, we're already in February. So it's probably an interesting time because this group is all about health and wellness and energy levels for the busy woman. How have you gone? How has the first month been for you in regards to your health, your wellness, your fitness, your energy levels, your hormones? Let me know. Have you made the solid start to the year that you wanted to? Or perhaps you started way before and the New Year's resolution thing wasn't even on your radar. I'd love to know that too. But have you started the way you wanted to start? I'm curious to find out. I just have literally logged off doing our Monday morning nutrition class in our Sweet Results private community. And we were talking about the goals that we have and how to use our food to help us better reach those goals. So that was really cool too. Especially seeing as we are, a good month into the year. We're over a month into the year. So it's always good to take stock and to focus and have a think about where am I at? Why am I here? Why am I having these results? Why am I not getting these results? Why am I smashing it? What am I doing differently? All those sorts of things. So it's always really good to take a bit of time to take stock, all those sorts of things. So yeah, I can see a few of you watching here live with us. It's beautiful. Drop a comment below. Let us know that you're here. I know it's a busy time. There's a lot of people working on a Monday morning. So that's why we will always, always do the replays for you as well. All right, so today's topic is around why we might be spinning our wheels and not seeing the fat loss results that we want to see. Why does that happen? So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on me because I know a lot of you are new here and you haven't necessarily known a lot about me and why it is what we do, because it's very relevant to why you might be spinning your wheels and not seeing the fat loss results that you want. So to start off with a simple answer, we're going to be talking about simplicity today, right? And the reason I am going to talk about simplicity in regards to why you might be spinning your wheels and therefore not seeing the results that you want is because I've seen it all too many times. Women who are trying to do it all, you actually end up achieving nothing. It's like being the jack of all trades, master of none, right? And you do, by trying to do it all, we just end up spinning our wheels and not getting anywhere. And so you see, when I started this business, I actually started as an Instagram blog and for my own health journey, and it grew from there. And I remember the exact moment that um, made me want to create this business. You see, I've always been someone who has done something for herself, right? There's always time in the day to do something that fills your own cup. So I've always been someone who goes for a walk, right? I might not go for a walk every day, but it is a priority in my life to get outside, get some steps in, get some vitamin D, go for a walk. I catch up with friends when I have a few regular coffee dates, although I don't drink coffee. Um, that's a priority for me. Even if it's a half an hour quick catch up, that's a priority for me. In winter, I go to and watch every single one of my favorite teams' home games. And if they're not at home, I watch them on TV and I watch it live, right? That's my priority for me. Um, so the point is, I've always managed to be someone who can carve out an hour or two for herself. And sometimes it's half an hour a day. Sometimes when it's footy, it's, 3 hours a day. Um, but it's about life, making your life something you enjoy. And when we are always doing things for everyone else, we lose that. So this one day, I was chatting to a mum from my daughter's school. Now, this is going back a few years, and she was complaining. Well, not so much. Yeah, I was complaining. It was that she didn't get time to go for a walk because of her kids, right? She just doesn't get time to put her health first. She doesn't um, get to eat healthy because it's just not possible with the kids, and she has to look after the family home. It's just not possible to do all those things. To exercise and to cook healthy meals and to do things that she loves. Now, this mum was a stay-at-home mum at that time with two kids in school. I actually remember being, and this is all judgment free because everybody's got their own story, but I remember being floored and thinking to myself, that's not a reason. How can you not find 30 minutes a day to do something for you, to do something that you love, or even just do something for your health? And at the time, it really bugged me because it seemed silly. But then I realized this is all too common. This was way more commonplace than what I knew about. Not many women are making time for themselves because they are giving 100% to everyone else around them. Or they're giving 100% to keeping the house tidy. Or they're giving 100% to making sure that their kids have this and that and everything else. And as I dug deeper into this over the following few months, I actually came to understand, this was such a big, beautiful learning for me, that women weren't making time to do things for their health because they thought they had to do it all to have an impact. They thought they had to eat healthy all of the time. They thought they had to also go to the gym and also go for a run or a walk. And then they thought they had to cook separate meals for their family because my kids can't eat what I'm eating. I'm eating healthy, but my kids can't, which baffles me. If you're eating healthy, then your kids can eat that too, right? Why would you not give it to them? But there was this idea that if I'm going to eat right, it's going to have to be separate from my family and I can't possibly cook separate meals. Or it was, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to cut out sugar completely as well, right? And I'm going to have to do all those things we mentioned before. So this is compounding. I'm going to have to do all of these things. I have to go to the gym class, but the gym classes don't fit in with the kids or the husband's schedule. So what's the point? I can't do any of it because the gym schedule doesn't fit. And so they do nothing. And so they do nothing at all because it's that mindset of, well, if I can't do it all, then I'll do none. I wonder if any of you have ever felt this, that it's too overwhelming to put your health first because you can't do all the things you think you should be doing because we're busy, let alone the fact if you've got work on top of that. That's a huge weight to bear. And for a lot of women, this stops them from doing anything at all because they can't do it all. And then there's this other thought process that I learned very quickly was happening for some women was that if I go for a walk, something else has to give at home. The kitchen won't stay clean, or the kitchen won't get clean, the washing won't get done, the kids won't do their homework, dinner will be late. So therefore, they weren't getting out for half an hour and going for a walk when it probably was the one thing that was going to help them stay sane, right? I can't do that. I've got to, help my kid with his homework for an hour, or I've got to make sure the uniforms are washed and ironed. And this was a lot of the thought process of a lot of women around me at the time. And you see, I'm not one of those women who needs to clean every inch of her house every day. So for me, this was baffling. As a teacher, my philosophy around homework was that if the child doesn't do it, it's up to them. Homework, there's not a lot of homework left these days, especially for primary school kids. But if they don't do the homework that they've been set, that's on them. That's not on you, mum. You can check in with them. And obviously, if your kids need extra support, absolutely. But if you're coming from the angle of my kids' homework just won't get done if I'm not there with them, then they can deal with the consequences at school. Yeah. And as far as having dinner on the table later, as long as dinner gets on the table, everyone's good. Or maybe it's someone else's turn to cook every now and then. I'm not saying every day. But the house won't fall down if you prioritize yourself by going for a 30-minute walk or doing a 30-minute yoga session or going to that gym class. So all of this was baffling to me. But then I realized that I was a minority and this was actually a real struggle for a lot of women. And I want to change that, right? So this is where my business began. I want to encourage women to take some time every single day to look after themselves. But what I really want to touch on today is why we might be spinning our wheels when we do try and do this. And it's because the bigger picture issue here is that women are trying to do it all at once. And if they couldn't give all of their time and all of their energy to looking after their health, then it didn't happen at all. And I bet there are some of you gorgeous women watching who are in or have been in this same boat. It's the all or nothing personality. I'm the same. When I'm on, I'm on. If I'm not, I'm not. And this was actually what led me to cycle up and down in my health for a very long time. This is what led me and leads others to yo-yo diet. We're all in, we're all in, we're all in, and then life gets in the way and we're off. We're all in, we're all in, we're off. We're in again, I'm going to try this one, and we're off. And you do that. You lose 5 kilos, you put on 6. You lose 6, you put on 5. It's that constant cycle. And that's where this all or nothing approach. Hello, gorgeous ladies. Drop a comment in the chat below. Let us know that you're here. That's where this, if I can't do it all, I won't do anything, kicks in because we go really well on something, but then something interrupts us and shifts something. Well, I can't be all in this week, so I've just given up. That's where the yo-yo dieting comes in. And this is why sometimes we're spinning our wheels and not seeing the results we want, despite the fact, despite the fact that we feel like we are constantly on diets or constantly thinking about being on a diet or constantly watching every single thing that goes into our mouths and then feeling guilty for it. So then something really shifted for me. I really realized the burnout was real for a lot of you, a lot of women, right? Of that trying to do it all. But the burnout's not necessary. It's not needed. We don't need to do it all to see good results. What I noticed was that if I just did a few things really well, a few things well, not everything, it had a big impact on my overall day, on my overall health. And do you know what else? On my overall happiness. If I just did a few things well, there was a sense of accomplishment, which then led to feelings of pleasure and satisfaction, which then led me to doing more. And that is a great cycle to be in. So I decided to focus. I decided I didn't want to be on that yo-yo dieting anymore. I started to focus on what I really wanted for my health and fitness. I started to cut out the things that weren't going to serve a purpose. And I honed in. I built habits, I built a routine. And it is in those habits and in that routine that actually will hold you steady when you're not in the zone. When you're on again, off again. When you're in the off zone and things just aren't going well, having spent some time in your in zone, building those habits and a routine is what keeps the off zone more balanced. Instead of losing 5 kilos, putting on 6 when you're in the off zone, it keeps things balanced. Or when you need to take a mental or physical rest from things, when you're on holidays, when you're feeling unwell, when you've got COVID or whatever the latest thing's going to be. It's building those habits and routines that's what stops you from going backwards, from being unhealthy and spiraling back to where we were before it all began, which is again that yo-yo dieting. The time for me that I took to build those seemingly small but very significant habits, the time I took to build those was everything. And they were so simple. They were so simple, those habits to build, yet without them, life was chaotic. I wasn't feeling any sort of accomplishment or progress with my health at all. I was just jumping from one diet to the next, and my body didn't change. Now, I didn't know it at the time because, well, we only know what we know, right? Now that I know better, I do better. So today, I want to go through a few scenarios where you might be, gorgeous, busy woman, trying to do it all. And you're actually spinning your wheels. Now, these are situations that I have found myself in the past, and all of these things are what I help women get through and get out of as part of what we do here at InnerFit. I'd love you to consider the fact that might be the all or nothing approach that actually keeps you cycling in and out of diets and shreds and programs. Trying one thing, saying it's not working, trying another, it doesn't work either, and just never actually moving. It's also that approach that keeps your mind negative and your self-doubt really high. This is what keeps you spinning your wheels, that all or nothing approach, despite the fact that you feel like you're trying it all. So, firstly, let's chat about the general overhaul of your health. I'd be keen to know in the comments, do you feel like in order to achieve really good results, you have to do it all? You have to do exercise, you have to have your nutrition 100% on point, you have to get your sleep, you have to do some yoga and stretching, you've got to have the positive mindset, you've got to lift weights, you've got to run, you've got to do this, do that, not eat carbs, not eat sugar. Who thinks that? Or at some point has thought that? that that's how you achieve great success with your health. I have. I did. Let me know in the comments below if this has ever been you. Hey, Greer. It's lovely to see you, darling. Hi. It's lovely to see you. Let me know if that's been you. Yeah. But you see, the truth is, it's not how we achieve great success, not with our health. And I actually feel like we do ourselves more of a disservice by trying to do it all at once sometimes, because remember, we have our peaks of motivation and whatever. I feel like we're actually doing ourselves a disservice by trying to do it all at once sometimes, because often it might be only one or two things that are impacting negatively on your life, and not all of them. We don't have to do it all. We might only need to tweak a few small habits and see great success. And when I say you might only, I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. Sometimes it's just some little tweaks to our daily routines that can help us see massive success in our health. So the thing we need to also remember is while you are embarking on a health journey, however that looks, you are still a mum. You are still a wife or a partner. You are still an employee or a business owner. You are still a daughter of aging parents. You are still coach of your daughter's netball team or coach of your son's football team or other way around, whatever sport they play, or the calisthenics group or the gym group. You're head of P&F at school. You're on the school board. You still have everything going on. We need to find that balance. We're just going to change a small portion of it for your benefit, which is going to be so good. You don't have to do it all. It's about finding that balance because sometimes trying to do it all is just too much. And then when that day comes that we get off track, even the slightest, we give up. You feel like, oh, well, that wasn't maintainable, wasn't for me because of one little hiccup, because we're trying to do it all at once. Of course, it wasn't maintainable. You were trying to do it all at once. Not many people can pull that shit off, right? And guaranteed if they do, something else got put aside for a while. And that's okay, right? Sometimes that's the way it's got to be, but you have to decide what it is you want to put aside. So, a strategy that we can implement would be to look at your busy schedule and ask yourself, when is the best time to do something for me? Don't ask, can I fit it in? Because your answer will always be no. Don't ask, when can I fit it in? The answer will always be never. Make a decision to say, when is the best time to fit it in? Something for me. Maybe it's a morning before everybody gets up. Maybe it's when the kids are at school or daycare. Maybe it's only on the weekends. Maybe it's after dinner when your partner's home. But whenever it is, ladies, it needs to happen. You have to be able to put yourself and your health first before you're forced to. Even if it's only 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes a few times a week, start somewhere. If you can't find 30 minutes a day for your health right now, then find 30 minutes in the week that's just for you. Time for you to focus. Time for you to prepare healthy meals. Time for you to go for a walk, catch up with friends without kids. Without kids. You are allowed to have a social life without your kids. It is okay. I don't care what age they are. Don't think for a second that because you can't give yourself 30 minutes a day, then you can't do it at all. That's that all or nothing approach we're trying to get away from. Start small. Start with something that really piques your interest and go from there. Eventually, it will grow into more time, more often. But for now, find time to do something that is going to be for you. Find time for something that is going to be good for your health and then stick to it until it becomes a routine. And it becomes an unnegotiable time in your calendar that has to happen. So if we broke this down a little bit into some different categories, we might look at exercise and nutrition today. So if we broke that down into like exercise, this is actually a big one for people overcomplicating it and giving up. And it's so sad because exercise has so many benefits beyond the calorie burn. And it is actually the biggest driver for your mental health, exercise. So I see so many women going from this workout to that workout and this gym to that gym because they're bored. Got to get used to being bored, by the way, ladies. Right? Or you think that you need to keep changing it up because the brain has to be kept guessing so it continues to burn calories in different ways. Nah, not at all. Your brain and your body are the most complex organisms in the world. You're not going to trick it into burning more calories by doing a different class or to building more muscle by doing something different. You'll burn the same amount of calories if you're doing the same amount of intensity for the same time, depending on whether or not you've grown muscle, no matter what exercises you're doing. Right? Continually changing your workouts and exercises, you're actually doing yourself a disservice because every time you do something new, your brain and your muscles need to learn how to do it. You need to remember the correct form, the right technique. You have to write down what weights you use or how long you did it for. And you have trouble remembering all these different things from the last time you exercised. Then you never actually get proper technique, or you never get good form on an exercise, or you don't get that consistency because we're not practicing it enough. You know, if you feel like you need to do swimming or cycling instead of walking to trick your body, you don't. Going for a walk is fine. And if that's all you've got, do it. You don't need to do everything else. You know how to walk. It's not going to be stressful on the body. It's minimal impact. It's great for your mental health. It's great for your heart health. It will burn some calories. It will strengthen your muscles. You don't need to add a gym membership and HIIT classes to change things up, to get better results. Unless you really want to, because some HIIT classes are great. They're fun. We just need to be consistent. We don't need to be doing all these fancy things. We don't need to be doing it all. We just need to pick something and stick with it. And for a lot of people, start with walking. Walking, you know how to do. Walking is free. Walking is the best form of exercise for your health, besides strength training. We'll talk about that in another video. It's about picking something and being consistent. You do not have to do all of the exercise things to build a healthier body. So a strategy I love to urge people to employ with their exercise, whatever exercise you do or you are doing or want to do, is to simplify it. If you lift weights, find 2 or 3 workouts with exercises you like and do them every week, once or twice a week if you want to. By doing this, you learn proper technique through practice. You easily remember your sets and reps, as well as the weights you are lifting. So then you can see the growth that happens. You can actually tell if you're growing and getting stronger and if it's all for all the hard work paying off. You don't need to have a different workout every week. In fact, you can have one good all body workout and do it 3 times a week and do it 3 times a week, the same thing for 3 months. Because it's in that you'll get good. It's in that you'll see results, and it's in that you'll get stronger. Right? You get into a good routine and you can focus on growth because that's what, you know, doing lifting weights is all about, being strong and being healthy and building muscle. We go over this a lot in our private group, right? How building that muscle can be so simple and so beneficial. I've just finished a live on it, right? So aim to not try and do every workout that's put in front of you. Pick 1, 2, maybe 3 that you actually like and do it. If you love a HIIT class, do it a couple of times a week. Do the same thing over and over again. You can do them all year and see epic results. In fact, I bet you that you would see more growth and more success by doing it this way than flipping from one program to the next. Consistency trumps perfection. Progress over perfection, right? But consistency trumps perfection. Pick something, pick a workout you like and do it. For me, I have pretty much one workout that I do 3 times a week. 2 exercises for heavy legs, 2 exercises for heavy upper body, and then some more isolated workouts, like your bicep curls, your tricep dips, those sorts of things, right? Simple. I know every time I step into the gym what I'm doing. The only thing I have to think about is how much weight am I going to increase this time? Can I increase today? That's it. That's all I have to think about. Oh, what am I going to do this week? Oh, I don't know how to do those lunges, or I don't know how to do that, or should I do this weight? That is taking energy and mental stress and making it at the front of your day. We want to eliminate all of that. That comes into the trying to do it all at once. Yeah, let's simplify things. Now, when it comes to cardio, for those that don't lift weights or who do some cardio as well, same thing applies. If you like going for a walk with the dog, with the kids, by yourself, by myself, right? Then just walk. It's easy to track. When your route gets faster, extend the route, right? The more you walk, the faster you'll get. That's how you're going to challenge yourself. I don't even track my time or anything on my walks. I just walk because it's a mental game up here too, right? You can just walk for the sake of walking, for moving your muscles, moving your bones, getting your cardiovascular health good, getting your mental health good for the day. Walking in the morning is brilliant, right? But if you want to make it something that is a bit of a challenge, then pick a route, go for it, and see if you can beat it by 30 seconds each time you do it. And then when your 30-minute walk becomes 25-minute walk, then you extend the walk and go a bit more and go a bit more. Yeah. Go somewhere new that has uphill or downhill slopes. Walk your route backwards. See what that does to your time. You don't have to be going anywhere new or doing something new to see results. Consistency is key. Just get out there and do it. When someone says, oh, I walk an hour a day, and you're like, I only walk half an hour a day. Who cares? If you've only got half an hour, you've got half an hour. If some days you've got an hour, go for an hour if you want to. But please don't think you have to start doing an hour of exercise because someone else is, or that you should be. Because when we start doing that, then we start to go into the all or nothing mentality. Well, if I can't do an hour, I'm not even going to bother doing anything. What's the point in doing half an hour if I can't do an hour? Half an hour walking is very good for you. Very good for you. Okay. So I'd love you to think about where you're at right now and what can you do? Let's start small. Don't go big or go home straight away. Start small. What can you manage? What can you manage right now in and around kids and work and partners and aging parents and coaching commitments and running your own business, whatever it is that you do, right? If you can only do 20 minutes in the morning before hubby gets up and goes to work or the kids get up, then do 20 minutes. It's better than sitting on the couch, eating snacks, drinking wine, sleeping in too long, right? 20 minutes of something is better than 20 minutes of nothing. I promise you. If you go for a 20-minute walk or if you get up and do a 20-minute yoga session before anybody annoys you, your day will be fantastic. If you decide to go for a 20-minute walk after dinner, maybe hubby does bath time and it's about 20 minutes, right? Instead of doing the dishes, ironing the clothes, go for a walk. It's much better for you. Yes, the dishes will still get done anyway. The dishes will still get done, but your walk won't. And I promise you, the walk is so much more important for you, for your mental health, for your sanity, for your physical health. Start small, start focused. If the only thing anyone implements from today's session is to start something small, but just start, then my job is done. Just start. I'm just going to take a drink. I'm going to see the comments. Beautiful, Greer. I love that. I love that. Just start. I'll touch on nutrition too, because this is a big one. This is actually, we all have it in us to go big or go home on the nutrition side when it comes to our health, right? Because it is true, our health, our weight, our hormones, our body fat levels, our energy levels are significantly dependent on what's going into our mouths. It's the easiest one to control, and yet the hardest one to mentally get our heads around, right? Not everyone wants to exercise. So exercise is, well, not everyone can exercise, right? But food, we all eat it. We all enjoy it. We're all in the same boat. And ideally, we would all love to go all in because that's where we can see the fastest results. Weight loss, reduce fatigue, reduce headaches, better gut health, everything, right? You know, it's all. But this is where we see the biggest failures. And what do I mean by failures? Is the quitting. You only fail when you quit. You only fail when you quit. This is where we see the most quitting. It's in the nutrition side. Because there is an idea that if we just have, whether we just have to do it all, and if I can't do it all, why bother at all? I'm going to break that down for you. I'm going to break that thought for you today. Because you can start small in the arena of nutrition and see big results. So let's do that together today. I'd love you to think of one thing that you know you can easily change with your food. Something that won't have a big impact on your family or you, but that might have a big impact on the way you feel, either physically or mentally about yourself. Because we do know that some foods can make us feel bad about ourselves, right? What is one thing that you could easily change that's not going to impact anyone else? Maybe it's reducing sugar in your coffee. Maybe it's not having a biscuit when your kids have a biscuit. Maybe it's making the decision not to eat the food that your kids don't eat off their plates. Maybe it's a conscious decision to not have something sweet for dessert, but have some fruit instead, because fruit is sweet. Maybe it's something as simple as taking fruits and veggies or something high protein as morning tea for work instead of a chip or a muesli bar. Some chips or a muesli bar or biscuits or nothing. Always choose something high protein for a snack over nothing for a snack. Maybe you just focus on drinking more water. If the only thing you did this week was to focus on getting 2 liters of water a day, I promise you, this time next week, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better and be very well acquainted with the toilet. Yes, it's worth it. I promise. If all you did was focus on drinking, you didn't touch anything else on your nutrition side, but you focused on getting more water, whew, ladies, this time next week, you'll feel amazing. Or maybe you're cutting out 1 coffee because you drink 3 a day. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to drink 2. I'm going to drink 2 coffees a day this week, not 3. Right? Or maybe it's, do you know what? I'm going to go for a walk at night instead of sitting on the couch and drinking the wine. Or maybe if you have a glass of wine every night, you have half a glass. Just pour half a glass. The strategy is to pick one thing and make it happen. Doesn't matter what that is. The important thing is making it happen. It's about being consistent. Focus on it until it becomes your new habit or routine. Now, a little side note, ladies, this is exactly what we work on with you in a bit more of a personalized space in our Sweet Results community. Yeah. So we look at all these sorts of things. We look at habit building, those little 1%ers. Each week we work together in there to build one little habit. And at the moment, it's around sleep. One little habit that's going to have you sleeping better, right? But it's about these things that you do to build a tiny, simple, what seems like a tiny, simple habit, but it is done with absolute clarity and consistency so that you see permanent results. And yeah, we give you all the tools to do that, right? That's in the community. Well, the focus today is about removing that mentality that you actually need to do it all at once. You don't have to go cold turkey. Let's focus on what we can change and what we can do at this point in time in and around work, in and around little kids, big kids, their sport, their commitments, in and around your partner and their commitments, in and around your parents, in and around all the things that you do as a busy mum, as a busy working woman, as a human being. What can you focus on changing at this point in time that is not going to have a drastic impact on those around you? I'd love you to drop that in the comments and let me know. What can you focus? Is it water? Is it cutting out sugar in your coffee? Is it cutting down a coffee? Is it maybe having a bit less milk in your coffee or not having a biscuit? Or mine was when the kids were little, I would always finish what was on their plates. Couldn't have food wasted, right? Couldn't have food wasted. I'm going to touch on sleep and water very quickly because we touched on water a bit, but sleep and water are actually two areas that are really important for your overall health. Okay. Building better habits around your hydration and your sleep will see massive improvements in your overall health, your hormones, your ability to burn fat as we get older and hit like perimenopause, right? And if your sleep and your hydration are poor, it doesn't matter what you're doing exercise and nutrition wise, bad sleep will override all of that. Bad sleep and consistently bad sleep will actually override whatever you're doing nutrition and exercise wise for your health. Sleep is the biggest contributor to hormone balancing. Now, you don't need to go all in and drink 2 liters a day if you're not even drinking half a liter now. Just increase. Find a way to focus on slowly increasing your water intake over time. Yeah. So that's with water. Do whatever it is you need to do to get your water in. Buy a water bottle, carry, and get into the habit of taking water with you everywhere you go. Have a glass of water with every meal. This is something we really hone in on in our Sweet Results community, right? Have a glass by your bed to drink when you wake up in the morning, because that should be the first thing that goes into your body in the morning, some water. Choose one strategy and give it a go. Now, sleep. Sleep is the biggest driver for balancing your hormones, ladies. Yeah. It's the biggest driver for balancing your hormones that burn fat, because hormones burn fat. So there are 2 things you can look at for sleep: quality and quantity. The quality of your sleep, what changes can you make to improve your quality of sleep? Can you change the environment? Get a better pillow, make it darker, get the temperature right. See how that goes. That's going to improve your quality of sleep. You can also start to enforce a routine for your sleep time, because that also helps to increase the quality of your sleep. Going to bed at the same time every night or waking at the same time every day. This is actually the focus, what we're doing in Sweet Results at the moment, how to go to bed for optimal sleep and how to wake up for optimal sleep. This is actually a topic that we're doing and to balance your cortisol levels, right? If you want in on that, let me know. It's a big thing. Going to bed at the same time every night, waking the same time every day. It takes a few weeks, but oh my goodness, ladies, it'll do wonders for your quality of sleep when you build that habit. When you build that habit. When it comes to quantity of sleep, how many hours you're getting, you don't need to automatically go from 5 to 8 if you can't. It will be optimal, but could you increase by half an hour every day for a week or 2 weeks and see how that goes? Can you go to bed half an hour earlier? Have a think about that one and see what small tweaks you can make to get half an hour more sleep every night for the next week. Sounds like nothing, but it will have a huge impact on your body, on your ability to burn fat too, right? An extra half an hour of sleep is significant. That's nearly an entire sleep cycle, which is 40 minutes for those that have had kids in the last 15, 20 years. You know all about sleep cycles, I'm sure, right? What can you do to get yourself a little bit more sleep every night? If that means getting off the couch and going to bed earlier, trust me, it's better for you. Go do it. If it means putting your phone down earlier, do it. Because putting that phone down way before bed, earlier in the evening, is not only going to give you more sleep, it's going to give you better quality sleep. So, the last thing I want to talk to you about today is your overall happiness, your energy levels, and your well-being. You are a busy woman. You're probably a mum, a wife, a partner, an employee, a business owner, whatever it is. You're a daughter as well. And if you're just like the woman I spoke about at the start of this chat, who decided that her health and well-being had to come last to housework, I implore you to start in that area. You don't have to do it all of the time. Your cupboards don't need to be dusted every day. You don't have to vacuum every day, unless, I guess you've got dogs and whatever everywhere. You don't have to clean your bathrooms every day. You don't have to iron every day. But if this is you and your housework, for example, is being prioritized over your health and you want to change it, you might not want to. That's cool. Take some time to figure out where you can step back in all of the other things, housework or anything else, by the way. Where can you get some help so that there is more time for you? So that there is a half an hour a day for you to get more sleep or go for a walk or prep some healthy snacks? Is it asking your partner to do a little bit more? Is it employing your kids to take some action, to clean up after themselves? The biggest gift you can give yourself and your kids is taking that time to teach them to clean up after themselves. It's going to be a hard slog at the start, but if you are teaching your child to pick up their toys when they're finished with them, and that's the expectation, then you're not going to find yourself spending 15, 20 minutes every night packing up your kids' toys because they will have done it. Is it going to be hard work at the start? Absolutely. Is it going to come with some tantrums and some arguments? Absolutely. But then you've built a human being who puts their own shit away so that you don't have to. So that you don't have to. And then you're going to get that time back very quickly. You can go for that walk. Or maybe it's something like not ironing every single day. You don't have to iron every single day. Not everything needs ironing. Can you use ironing time to go for a walk or prep some healthy snacks or go to bed earlier? Can you iron every second day and then swap it out? So take some time to really think about where you can stop the busy work and how important that busy work actually is in the grand scheme of your health, and start pulling back time for you to make time for your well-being. Because if you don't, if you don't prioritize your health now, you will be forced to. And then who's going to do the ironing and the cleaning and the cooking and everything else? Yeah. Here's what I promise you. If you can really start to pull some time back each day for you, it will have a massive impact on the rest of your life. It's going to have a massive impact on your mental and your physical health, as well as your energy levels. What I really want to impart today, even if it's just one thing, is to have yourself feeling that sense of accomplishment, of putting yourself first, of doing something that is good for your soul and good for your body. Because when you feel that sense of accomplishment, you have so much more confidence in your body. You have more motivation to do more things. With every win, we want more. It's an adrenaline rush. It doesn't matter how small that win is. It doesn't matter how significant or insignificant you think it is. Achieving something, that accomplishment is actually what motivates us to do more, to be more, to achieve more. So if you're walking away from this training today, I'd love you to think of just one thing that you can do for your health and just go do it. Every day, go do it. Increase your water, go for a walk, establish a better sleep routine, go to bed earlier, put your phone down, maybe not drinking wine every night, take sugar out of your coffee or your tea, pack your lunches instead of buying it. Meal planning for the week ahead. That is a huge one, comes with a huge sense of accomplishment and confidence and massive health benefits, by the way. Yeah. What can you do that is super small but super effective and impactful for your health, your energy, and your well-being? And then set those wheels in motion. Let's stop spinning those wheels. Let's stop overthinking everything and trying to do it all and take one step at a time. We don't get to the second story of our house by going from the ground floor to the top floor in one step. We have to go one small step after the other. Your health is the same. Let's go one step at a time, build those tiny little foundations that are going to sustain you and hold you in good stead for a very long time to come. All right, ladies, thank you for having me. What about when you wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. and can't get back to sleep? Any ideas? I would be wondering why. Linda, I would find out why are we waking up at 3 or 4 a.m. For some women, it could be hormonal. Is there something going on? Is it the temperatures dropping in the room at that point? I would go back, I would work that out, but I would also go back and have a look at how we are going to sleep. Are we using the phone within the hour before bedtime? Are we getting enough sleep for the rest of the week? So sometimes when we are overtired, our body wants to wake up early too. There's a lot of things that could be. So it's about determining where that's coming from. We actually did a big session on this in our Sweet Results community just the other week. But yeah, have a start to think about what it possibly could be. Do you feel like your routine before bed is nurturing for a sleep environment? That could be one too, or it could be hormones, particularly as we hit the perimenopause and the menopause stage as well. So yeah, I hope that helps. Lovely. Thank you for joining me today, gorgeous women. I went a bit longer than I anticipated, but I'd love to know in the comments what you got out of this. What did you learn? And what is it, I really want to know, what is it that you're going to go and take away and implement for yourself this week? Drop it in the comments and let all of us support you. All right, gorgeous women, I will see you next time. Have an amazing week and stay warm if you're overseas and stay cool if you're here in Adelaide.